Hey guys, welcome back, and in today's video we're going to be doing Season 6 Chapter 2 of the Infinite Labyrinth. But before we get started, I just want to mention that I've only had 4 out of the 5 people DM me for the tower passes in my previous giveaway video. So to make up for the 5th tower pass, I'm going to be leaving a 4-numbered code throughout the video. And the first person to type that 4-numbered code along with their Discord in the comments below, I'll DM you and I'll pay for that tower pass. And with that out of the way, we'll get started with the stage 4 build. So to begin, I just want to mention that most of the builds won't actually change going from stage 5 to stage 6. A couple will here and there, but I'll explain that during the runs. This is what Lemon Zest will be running. This is what Wizard will be running. Plantain will be running this. Candy Drop will be running this. If you have another Wizard artifact, a level 1 Wizard artifact will be fine. You can put that on as well. Durian will be running this. Rockstar will be running this with the full water set. Alchemist will be running this. Cherry will be running this, and Marl will be running this. And if you don't have a good dark set, you can always use the Kurobi set or some other epics. As per usual, my guides aren't aimed towards free-to-play players, however you're more than welcome to adapt and change it however you feel like. But to start off with, we're going to be using Plantain's ult before we start the wave. And starting the wave and using Wizard's skill and then ult. You want to time the ult so it kills the first group of enemies instantly. Then we're going to use Lemon Zest's ult, and you just want to spam it because he usually targets this middle guy over here to kill everyone quickly, like this. And then we want to dash back with Plantain and use his skill, just to kill everyone like that. And you do want to hit this top person here. I was a little bit low, but you can hit that top person, it's very easy. This stage here isn't too hard. Me personally, I suggest rolling for the attack % increase to make it a little bit quicker, but you don't have to if you don't want to. To start off with, we're going to be using Candy's ultimate before we start the wave, and then Durian's ultimate just to kill the first group of enemies. Then we're going to swap to Rockstar and use his ultimate, and then this bit here, we want to dash to the top left and use Candy's skill, and then swap back to Durian and use his skill to kill the rest of the enemies. So we swap back to Candy, use her skill. And then you can use a charge up attack if you want to, but you don't have to. I'm going to use Durian's skill just because I can kill the enemies reasonably quick. And yeah, if you're fast at like managing your skills, you should be able to get a pretty quick time for this stage. This stage here isn't too difficult. Firstly, we're going to start off with using Alchemist's ult in the top right. You want to make sure you have the Wizard, like the highest level Wizard artifact on your Alchemist just for the quickest kill. We're going to come down to the bottom left with Cherry and use her charge up attack and ultimate. Then we're going to start the wave, and then we're going to use a charge up attack on the 3 group of enemies that spawn here. You want to time this as best as you can just for the quickest kill. We're going to use Cherry's skill and then Marla's ult to kill this wave. Then you want to just walk up, and you want to be pretty quick here just so you can get away with using the skill as fast as possible. And if your Marla can crit to kill this guy, then that's just a good run. Yeah, that shouldn't be too difficult for the stage 1 here. This stage here isn't too difficult. The only thing I've changed is Lemon Zest is running a Jalapeno's artifact. My artifact's only level 3, so it doesn't really matter too much. But to start off with, we're going to be using Wizard's skill and then ultimate. Then we're going to be using a basic attack just to get the Jalapeno's artifact to work. Swapping to Plantain and then starting the wave. Then we want to dash up to the top left over here. And we want to wait for all the enemies to spawn. And you're going to use his ultimate, and you kind of want to make sure you hook this guy in, because it does make it a little bit quicker with Lemon Zest. But I'm not going to worry about that too much. Then we're going to swap back to Plantain and use his skill to kill this wave here. And then on Lemon Zest, we're going to use his ultimate to kill the final wave, just like that. And if your Lemon Zest crits, he should be able to kill these guys pretty quickly. This stage here isn't too difficult. I'd suggest rolling for the attack % increase and not the amp buff one, but just for demonstration purposes I'm using the amp buff one. We want to use Rockstar's ult before we start the wave, then come down to the bottom over here. You want to be low enough to where you can still hit this bottom guy with your ult and this top left guy with your ult, but you don't want to be low enough to where you might get knocked back and fall off the floor. We're going to start off, we're going to use the ult. We're going to wait for the top left guy to come in, and we're going to use the ult. Then this bit here, you want to wait for these 2 enemies to come up so you can use the skill to kill the most of the enemies. You only need to kill 3 of them like that. And we're going to come down to the middle just so that these enemies get more consistent kills. And then this bit's a bit hard to aim, but you do want to make sure you hit both the crossbow guys with a single Durian shot. This wave here isn't too difficult. Start off with, we're going to be using Alchemist's ultimate. You want to make sure you position it so you can hit the bottom left crossbow guy and the middle crossbow guy that spawns on the second wave. Then we're going to swap to Cherry and use her ultimate. you want to be positioned inside the cauldron for the most consistency. We're going to come up to the top right over here and use her ultimate, and then use Marla's ultimate to kill these two enemies here. Then while we're waiting, we're going to line up the skill just to kill these guys like this. And you don't need to worry about aiming for this guy here, because this guy will die if you use a couple basic attacks from Marla. Then you just want to dash over and then use a couple skills and just finish him off like that. You do want to be in range so this guy gets hit by Cherry's skill for a quicker kill, but that will be the stage done. For stage 6 here, the number 1 players do use Jalapeno. I don't actually have a 5-star Jalapeno just yet. I might buy it in the future and then update the guide later on, but for now I use Chili. Lemon Zest and Plantain stay the same. Wizard just uses Ghost Set and Ninja Artifact. Soda, Durian and Rockstar will all stay the same. DC, you just want to have max crit, still being strong enough to one-shot the enemies, but as high as crit as you can to make it more consistent. Chili will be running the full fire set, and Marla will be running the full tag set, and you want to use the highest of the Going Beyond artifact on Marla instead of Plantain, because it is a little bit easier with Marla having the Going Beyond artifact. This stage here can be a little bit tricky with the timings, but just to start off with, we're going to be using Wizard Ultimate before we start the wave, swapping to Plantain, and then you want to aim his ult just to below the little bit here, just to drag him in, and you want to be quick with it so these guys don't get hit along with it. And you're going to use Plantain's skill, and then you're going to use Lemon's skill to kill the group of enemies here. And while these guys are dying, you're going to swap back to Wizard and use his skill to get the defense down, procced on these 3 enemies here. And we're going to swap to Lemon's Zest, and you're going to aim his ult to kill these 2 guys here, and you'll almost always hit this guy in the middle like that. And then you're just going to use Lemon's Zest's charge-up attacks just to finish them all off. And I did miss a couple of my charge-up attacks, but yeah, you just use them to finish them off like this. This stage here, I haven't found the best strat for it yet. This is what I could come up with. So we're going to start the wave, and then we're going to use Rockstar Ultimate. You do want to be a little bit quicker than what I was there, just so you can get the most duration on Rockstar Ultimate. You're going to come down to the bottom and then use Soda Ultimate. Then you want to aim Durian Ultimate to make sure you hit this guy and this guy on the left side. This guy will always get killed because he walks up to you. Once these guys are dead, we're going to swap back to Soda and then use her skill to kill these top 2 enemies here. If your Soda is stronger than mine, she should be able to kill this enemy here. So just assuming that this enemy dies, we're going to be dashing to the right side and then using Soda's skill to kill this enemy here. Then you're going to use the rest of Durian's kit to kill these last 2 enemies here. And like I said, assuming that this guy dies with Soda Wave, you should be able to finish this wave pretty quickly. If this guy doesn't die, you can use a skill or 2 on this guy here and then just wave the third of the Beyblade guys that are on the right side, but it might take a little bit longer than what I showed here. As I mentioned in the build section, you do want to use Jalapeno instead of Chili. However, because I don't have Jalapeno, I'm going to be using Chili instead. To start off with, we're going to start the wave, wait a second, and then use Marla ult for the most uptime. Then we're going to use a DC charge attack and then skill just to kill these first group of enemies. You only need to kill one of them, so it's not too bad. Then we're going to wait just a second after these guys spawn. You can use DC ult to kill these guys instantly, though I have only hit it a couple times, so I like to wait a little bit with DC just for more consistency. Then once DC uses his skill, then swap back to Chili, use her ultimate, and then just kill everyone as quickly as possible. You do want to make sure you can time your skill to hit that guy as well, just for the easiest clear. But then this bit here is where we lose all of our time and just going around and killing everyone. The strat you'd use with Jalapeno is you just stand in the middle here and then just use her charge up attacks to kill the minions that spawn on the side, and you want to aim it so that the big biker guy also gets hit with the charge up attacks. And that will be the guide for Season 6, Chapter 2 of the Infinite Labyrinth. As I mentioned, I will make an updated guide for Stage 6 with Jalapeno, because I do know that Jalapeno is a lot faster than Chili. Also be on the lookout for the code that I put in, as I mentioned at the start of the video, for the 5th Tower Pass. Make sure to leave your Discord and the code in the comments below if you do find it. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. Make sure to like and subscribe, and have a nice time. See ya.